Hello and welcome to the Thoughts and Players reaction to the Xbox Game Showcase that happened on June something something. I forgot the day already. 2023. I'm Jeremy here with my two compadres. Of course, I have David
What up?
and I have Corey.
Hello, players.
So we previously did a predictions video. We're going to get into our predictions, what did and did not come true. A lot didn't. But we're also going to get into what we saw, our takeaways from it, different thoughts, and react. So, fellas, I think maybe we start from the beginning and we kind of talk a little bit about the predictions we made and what did or did not happen. I can offer. Oh, go ahead.
Did someone write those down?
No.
Okay, because I don't remember.
You don't remember.
Well, I will remind you of some predictions you made.
Okay, cool.
Okay. So, David, one of the predictions you made is that we're going to see some Starfield.
Mm-hmm.
And boy, did
technically
so.
we did
a
not
bit of it
showcase. It had its own showcase. That does not count.
I guess. Well, nah, it was on the same stream, right?
Right.
So,
yeah. Of course.
So we got rather than us getting some Starfield in the showcase, we got a Starfield Direct. I believe it was 30, 40, possibly even 50 minutes of Todd Howard and Bethesda talking about Starfield. They talked a lot. They showed a lot. I'm interested to kind of get your guys' opinions on that. I will say for myself, as someone that was very on the fence about this game, as someone that has loved Bethesda but does not like what the company has done in recent times, they got your boy. Your boy is back.
That's good to hear, man.
It was a hard sell, you know?
Yeah. I am right now in discussions with Best Buy about my missing $10 e-gift card so I can secure my Starfield Xbox controller because it looks super dope. The headset also looks really cool, but it's $120. I am not giving you that much for a headset. But yeah, your boy is back. I'm wondering, you guys maybe didn't watch the whole thing, but maybe you heard a little bit about it or whatever. What are your thoughts about the Starfield aspect?
I told you guys on the podcast, unfortunately, I don't really love the single game directs that take a really deep dive. Right. One reason I don't is because I'm already sold on Starfield. So I didn't really need to see anything. I've seen some of the images. It looks great. I saw that they brought back the fan from Skyrim, the one that follows you. I think
they did. The adoring fan from Oblivion.
So yeah, from Oblivion. Yeah. Yes. So I'm glad it's not this like super serious space epic. You know, there's gonna be just ups and downs in terms of the seriousness and the funnies. Mm-hmm. So very glad to see that. I know, Jeremy, you had mentioned some stuff like being able to build your ship or customize your ship to a great extent. That sounds awesome. I was sold on this game beforehand, looking forward to it a ton. I don't want to kind of oversaturate myself with a lot of stuff, so very excited.
Yeah. I'm interested. Did you catch? I don't know if I misunderstood before. I thought the expected release date was November, but it's actually September now.
Is it?
September 6th.
September 6th, yeah.
Okay, nice.
Mm-hmm.
Once the game's earlier than expected.
Hey, Bethesda always does it. Most of the time, that's a great results, but they always do it, right?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I just was watching some stuff before we started recording this. And, I mean, the graphics look great. You know, the whole space thing. And it looks like people who are interested in this game are going to enjoy themselves for quite some time with how much stuff there is going on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward into this. Again, you know, I played No Man's Sky. And I feel like this gives me a bit more of a grounded RPG experience compared to something with No Man's Sky, which is really more about exploration than anything. And obviously, Starfield's about exploration, but there's that Bethesda RPG embedded in it that, you know, I've come to love. So I'm looking forward to that.
So I do have a question, though. So you said this game is probably going to be like a 100-hour game.
I would assume because it's over 1,000 planets to visit. You know, I mean, you know, it's crazy.
Now, a game like Last of Us Part 2, that was like a 30, 40-hour game, and you said that was way too long. So what is it? What is it that is
for what it is?
Hours?
Yeah, for
what it is. It's
for what it is.
For what it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
That felt like it should be a 20-25 hour game. That game is almost twice as long as God of War Ragnarok when you put it in that perspective. And it feels like it didn't really need to be. I mean, this is going to be a space exploration game with also a bunch of deep RPG. So, I mean, if you could put 100+ hours into Skyrim, I would assume you could probably put at least that into Starfield. It's Bethesda's biggest game, so I'm expecting it to be massive.
Got it.
Mm-hmm. So that's one thing you talked about that they did have there. Now, Corey, you also had some predictions of what we might see there.
Yeah, I had a Weenie Hut Jr. prediction, which was Avowed would be shown, and it was showed off.
And it was shown.
I think it looks really good. I think it looks good. Really, really good. Like it's fun and exciting. Can't complain about that at all. Like the powers look really cool. The graphics looked great. I did see that they said it's going to be more in terms of like Outer Worlds. So a little bit smaller, which is a disappointment. We do really like these big epic RPGs, but at the same time, we've talked about we want something smaller. I know you played Outer Worlds and you were happier for that kind of shorter, kind of condensed.
This looks like Avowed, which looked great.
Right.
It looks like Elder Scrolls until we get Elder Scrolls. And
exactly.
I mean, and Outer Worlds is about 25 to 30 hours. So if you're going to deliver a 30 to 40 hour Elder Scrolls 5.5, I'm happy. I'm really happy with that. By Obsidian, I'm happy with that. Yeah.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. So good to see that one. Made a couple other predictions. We can move on to yours before.
Well, another game that was announced the same time as Avowed and shows something that I was disappointed with, even though a lot of people seem to be excited with it. What the F was that Fable trailer? What was it? It's what was it? Richard? Was it Richard? Is it Adeoye? I can't remember how to pronounce his name 100%, but he was from the the IT, and he's been in a bunch of movies and different stuff like that. He's a funny guy. I've seen him in a bunch of different stuff. I like him, but it's like him doing an office style interview while you're watching the hero or heroine do a bunch of stuff, and then it turns out that he's a giant, and all I know is that it seemed like the objective of the game was to show that, hey, it's Fable, it's action, and it's British, and it was going to be those things anyway. There wasn't a lot shown, and here's what I'm comparing it to is because Corey, you had the prediction of Avowed, and we saw a good bit of Avowed. If I recollect, Avowed and Fable were announced at the same time.
Right.
And I understand that maybe one was in development longer than the other, but it feels weird that that's all we got 2 years after Fable was announced. That it was essentially a trailer reconfirming that Fable's being developed.
I was just about to say, it felt like an announcement trailer. Like, what's this game? Why is he in? Oh, it's Fable. Wow. Like, we know Fable. It's already been announced.
Yeah.
They did say all that was in game. So.
Right.
Like, whatever. Who knows?
Whatever. Yeah, apparently it was all captured in game on Xbox Series X. Whatever. That was incredibly disappointing. When you link it with something like Avowed and other games that were announced either after or with it, and they seem to have had a lot more progress. I know that the Fable trailer has gotten an immense amount of dislikes on YouTube. I'm not surprised by that. So that was one prediction I had that came true, and I wish it hadn't. I mean, at that point, just don't show anything. Just wait another year and show me some actual real gameplay stuff. I also don't know if that means part of that gameplay reveal could be the fact that he was a giant and they were fighting. So there's that giant boss battle where the hero was fighting the giant and it looks like that, and it's a multi-stage. If that's what it looks like, I'm sorry. I thought this was Fable, not It Takes Two. What kind of monster giant whatever battle thing? That doesn't make any sense. So I've seen it's kind of compared to the giant that they showed in Hellblade. It looks nothing like that giant. The feel of fighting it is nothing like the feel of fighting that giant in Hellblade 2. It's completely different. So Fable, true, disappointing for me. So that's
upsetting.
That's my prediction. Yeah. It is really disappointing. David,
another one.
What's another one of your predictions? I'm trying to
a prediction. Any of them?
Yeah. I'm trying I can't actually think of any more right now.
I can't either.
But I do know that the Starfield was a big one. So we got it. Go ahead. Oh, I was going to say, if I can think of it, I'll let you know.
Okay. I was just say, I do remember one of my predictions was Hellblade. And
yes,
they did show it.
Yeah.
And it's not as action-packed as the first trailer, but right. I do enjoy it because it is giving me vibes of story like from the first one. Like, one of the big things I loved about the first one is the voices inside of her head, like talking to her and messing with her, and that's pretty much what this whole trailer is, besides what she's around. And right. I'm ready for it.
It's like, from a narrative standpoint, it is a moment of you watching Senua deal with her apparent obvious psychosis, but also some apparent idea of, I guess, what her eventual fate is. So her grappling with that, and there's been plenty of those kind of scenes sprinkled in the first one. They're great. They're obviously like great scenes of watching a character and having a character case study happen. So yeah, I mean, it's great. Nowhere near as dynamic as that first one, but it is another example of just the singling on Senua as a character, and you spend some time with her and, you know, experience her as she is. And so it did bring you that. So
right. And it looks just as good as the first trailer. Like, these graphics are just phenomenal.
They look great, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I had two other predictions. I'll go over both of them. It was Blade, which is a Marvel property announced. My idea was Xbox is going to get a Marvel property because a lot of other companies have. They didn't. And then a new hardware announced for Microsoft,
which happen.
Yeah, it happened. Not the exact one I was looking for, but that's okay. The Xbox Series S was announced with a new black color scheme and a terabyte, so that's cool. Obviously mine was a Roku device that I had predicted. Right. Didn't happen, but that's okay. Yeah, Jeremy, what was your other ones, man?
That Series S, I'm interested in it.
Are you?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's something that I can maybe play it, some other area around my house that I just want to stream games on,
Right.
Yeah. I think, let's see what other predictions I had. One prediction I had was that we would get a teaser trailer drop from CD Projekt Red of Witcher 4. That did not happen. What we did get was the expansion for Cyberpunk, that Keanu Reeves, seemingly, I think his sound of his mic was off. I don't know what happened, but he announced it. So we did get some CD Projekt Red there. It just wasn't the project I was expecting. So not quite, but almost, right?
Yeah.
I'm trying to think the other prediction I had. I can't remember that either. But I will say that going on top of those predictions, yeah, most of our predictions were either wrong or nearly there. But that was it. So with that in the wayside, or that behind us, let's explore some of our reactions to other things that were shown and some things that they did announce, some things we're excited about. I'll go, besides the excitement I have for Starfield now, there were a couple other things I saw that really got me excited. And one of those things, I don't know if you guys are going to think I'm a nerd or not. Microsoft Flight Simulator 24.
Nerd.
Super. Did you just say nerd? That's what it looks so freaking cool, man. Because now it's all about like aerial job occupations. So you can do like search and rescue. You can do Coast Guard, things like that. You can do industrial agriculture, like aerial agriculture, different things like that. Like, it covers so many other aspects of where like aerial industries and different things like that, where you're using helicopters or different kind of planes. You can do transport cargo, military transport cargo, and all those different things like that. It's super cool. I was really taken away by it. Didn't care so much about the Dune expansion for the current Microsoft Flight Simulator. I don't care about Dune. But 24, that trailer was so cool. It was so cool.
I'm happy for you, man. I know you really liked the first one, so
Yeah.
Should be even better.
Really wish there was a little bit more excitement about Microsoft Flight Simulator, but I understand it's very niche. I understand it's very niche.
I got one that I'm actually really excited for, and it's because it's bringing a group of people back that I really enjoy being around, and that's the Persona 5 Tactica.
Yeah.
Persona 5 got that spinoff, that Musou spinoff that I played for a little while, enjoyed, but didn't finish. And now they're getting a Tactics spinoff, which I'm a Tactics fan. And
to get you're all about that.
Right. And to get the Persona 5 gang back, like I'm happy about this because I don't want that group of characters to go off into the sunset after like one game, you know? So to have these characters and these voice actors that I've kind of like grown fond of over the last, 5-6 years since Persona 5 originally came out, it's really nice. And that's a good style of game that I like, the tactics style. Persona fits really well. Obviously, I love the style of Persona. That's probably like the number one thing. I love the music. I love the graphics. I love the characters. I love the character designs. It all fits in so well. So I'm looking forward to seeing more about that game, and hopefully when it comes out, buying it. Which is coming out very soon, actually, November 17th, 2023. So
that's insane that it's already soon.
Right.
Yeah.
It's just time is flying by. But
how about you, David?
I'll just say another one. They did show an Overwatch 2 thing for what's coming out in August, the Overwatch 2 Invasion. So it's gonna have some new stuff. It looks pretty interesting. We'll see how it goes. It's definitely not the PvE that they promised, but
right. It's got like story missions and stuff.
Yeah,
like
that, some of it kind of already is in game because the new season just started this week. So some of it's in there and getting ready for it. So come August, it'll be some this day, some that day. I forget which days exactly, but because I watched, there's a TikToker that gives a lot of information on Overwatch, and I saw the release dates from him. But yeah, I mean, new stuff is always cool. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah. There's one game another game that I'm excited about. Forza Motorsport. Jazzed up for it.
Wow.
They announced the addition of what was it? It was the Cadillac and the Chevy Corvette. The Corvette? I can't remember it, but I know it was a Cadillac and a Chevy. It was like a collaboration with GM. So they talked about those two vehicles, but also Forza Motorsport. I mean, it ain't no joke. They're talking to a guy that's beat Forza Horizon 4. I've mostly beat Forza Horizon 5. I know the Horizon series and the Motorsport series. But since they're accessible, I've been jumping back into those racing games, and I can't wait to jump back into Motorsport because it looks super dope. It looks great. Those Forza games are always incredible. They are the premier racing simulation game. I'm sorry, Gran Turismo, you're great, but Forza's taking it from you. So you're
great, but you're not the great.
You're right, exactly. They're goating it right now, so you got to get it back. So that's another one I'm really, really excited about. Can't wait to hop into that.
This is a little off track, but speaking of racing games, have you guys seen that America has joined the Le Mans or whatever it's called in like France? And there's like one of our muscle cars is just like destroying everything. I forget what car it is, but it doesn't even look like it's supposed to be there because they all look like like the Forza like racing cars,
Yeah.
Very sleek, and they just have this American muscle car in the picture.
I haven't heard of that. I mean, I will say that beginning you kind of introduced of, did you hear that America connected with the Le Mans? It sounds like a Crusader Kings 3 scenario. but
Le Mans, I think it's the name of the race or whatever, like it's their NASCAR kind of thing.
Gotcha. Yeah. Oh yeah, I didn't know about that.
Yeah, look into it. It's kind of ridiculous.
All right, gentlemen. The second game that I got excited about a few games. We already talked about Avowed, the prediction I made, but Clockwork Revolution, I thought looked fantastic.
What did you remind you of?
BioShock Infinite.
Yeah.
BioShock in general, the whole like political themes and the steampunk is such a cool thing that's not. Maybe it is explored in games a little bit more than I think, but I don't know. I never just seem to really cross paths with it. So this one I'll definitely be picking up. It looks fantastic. Very excited for that one. So
steampunk is always
Clockwork.
Really cool.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I'm watching the trailer as we speak right now, and I'm just like, man, this thing looks cool.
I was looking for it on this
cool
video I have up, and it's not even on here.
Yeah.
So that's weird. The style is just impeccable.
Well, I will say that the third game that I'm really excited about, and then one that I'm kind of having some interest in, but the one I'm really excited about, we're going back to Nerd Street, but I feel like you guys already know what it is. It's coming this. That's a good guess, but it's coming this October. It's City Skylines 2.
Oh yeah.
Xbox Series. It's going to be Xbox Series, and it's going to be Game Pass day one. I mean, you're telling me that I'm not going to have to buy this thing outside of my Game Pass? I will. But you're telling me that I ain't got it? I mean, that's incredible. That's exciting. I've been so excited for that game. So the fact that I get Starfield in September and I get to have Starfield for a whole month, and then I get City Skylines 2. Your boys, here's the thing. I don't want summer to end because I love the weather, but when it does, I know I'm getting some games I'm going to put a bunch of hours into. So
you're about to eat good.
Exactly.
About to hibernate with some Xbox.
Yeah, so that's another one that I'm super excited about. City Skylines 2. I've been looking into how I'm going to upgrade my rig. My current setup will take care of it, no problem. But come on now. I mean, you guys saw it.
It looks beautiful.
Looks
amazing.
Yeah, I want to push it to the max.
All right,
I'm excited.
You might as well,
Yeah. Were there any other honorable mentions of stuff we're interested in as far as what was shown there?
Not that I see.
Compulsion, they made what was that one game they made that wasn't very well received with the We Happy Few, right?
We Happy Few, yeah.
We Happy Few. They came back with a game called South of Midnight.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very intrigued. Love the style of it. Love the concept. Looks very interesting. So that's one I'm pretty kind of stoked for. Another one that I want to give a try because I didn't really like the other game. Payday 3. I don't know. Have you guys played Payday?
I haven't played.
No, they just haven't seemed interesting to me.
The concept is awesome. The concept is you're the bad guys and you're robbing the bank or you're robbing the store or you're putting on these heists.
Mm-hmm.
And that sounds so cool. You're taking these jobs and you're doing these heists. Second one was so jank. It felt so jank. Like nothing was like as smooth as I wanted it to be. I hope they get it right because the concept of that game, amazing. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how Payday 3 kind of pans out.
Mm-hmm. Nice. Yeah, I would say just other two honorable mentions. David, you mentioned one, Like a Dragon: Infinite Wealth. I really enjoyed Like a Dragon Rising, I believe is what it was called. I put probably about close to 30 hours in it, and I'll probably revisit it so I can go ahead and beat it. But I really enjoyed that world and that story and that character. And he's in America now doing something. The fact that it's called Infinite Wealth leads me to believe that there may be some kind of business, entrepreneurial, possibly business components to it. If that's the case, then I'm down with it. So definitely interested in checking that out. And then also, if I remember correctly, it was the Xbox Game Showcase that previewed the brand new upcoming open world Star Wars game.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I have a little bit of interest in that. Apparently it takes place between episodes 4 and 5, I think.
Really?
Yeah, but essentially you're a scoundrel and you're working and making these moves in the underworld in the Star Wars universe. It's open world. You got your droid companion, your ship, all those other types of things. So I'm assuming that's going to be the case. I will be frank. If it's just that, if you're just a scoundrel and you shoot or whatever, all that different stuff, I probably won't be interested in that because by the time that comes out, Starfield will be well out, and it feels like you can do all that stuff in Starfield.
Right.
The only thing that's going to save that game for me is lightsabers. You better give me the little shiny sticks I can wave around, and then I'll play your game. But if I'm not getting that,
lightsabers, come on, man.
I mean, hey, here's the thing. It's not a bad idea if you didn't already have this big space exploration game coming out beforehand. right? If you could have gave us this 2 years ago, your boy would be there. But I mean, I have a little bit of interest, but not a bunch. But that was the other one that kind of caught my eye during the showcase, I would say. Mm-hmm. Besides my disappointment with Fable. Yeah.
I think it was a great show overall. Xbox really needed it. It gave a lot of promise to a lot of those games that they showed off a few years ago and never really paid that off. Even though Fable wasn't the greatest trailer in your mind, I still think good to see it. We know it's alive and well, and it's going to be coming out eventually. So they needed this. They needed to show off a lot of good games. That's what they did.
They did do that. I did just remember my other 2 predictions to kind of wrap that up. We did not see any Indiana Jones from Machine Games, and we did not see State of Decay 3. And State of Decay 3 got a trailer with the other couple of years ago with their showcase, I think, too. So I don't know.
I think obviously it's not a good thing they didn't show them, but there was still a lot in this show, and there was still a lot they didn't show. They didn't show off those 2 games. They didn't show off Perfect Dark. Right. Obviously, Halo and Gears aren't ready yet, but we know those are in the pipeline. They showed a lot, and there's a lot that they still have. So that's great from Microsoft.
Yeah. I think for me, I mean, you can argue whether I guess it would be defined as a console exclusive. I mean, obviously it's going to be for sale on Steam. But for me, Starfield and City Skylines 2, I mean, City Skylines is the city building game. Right. That's not like a small whatever little. If you play the city building game, you're playing City Skylines 2. For me, getting those, I think, are some big gets. If they can find a way to correct their path with Redfall, that'd be another good one. But I think Starfield for holiday this year, it's a good way to go. And just make sure you have those other games ready. Hellblade's supposed to be 2024. We don't have an ETA on Clockwork Revolution. I'm assuming that Fable's going to be 2024. So they'll have some things for next year. And if those other games come along well, they should be in a position to release good first-party games at a constant stream, which is what we want from them. So
that's all we want.
That's all we want. Just do that, and you'll find success. We promise. But yeah, that's pretty much the last thought I have for that, fellas. Do you have anything else? All righty.
I'm spent.
All right. Well, that is our reactions to the Xbox Games Showcase. We are Thoughts and Players. We have a weekly gaming podcast where we talk about all things gaming. If you would like to check us out, you can do so on your preferred podcast service. You can also check us out here on YouTube. Subscribe, like, comment, let us know what you're excited about from the game showcase. Did you think it was good? How did it compare to Sony's? Was Sony's cooler? Let us know your thoughts there. But that is it for me. And I guess we will catch you guys on the next level.